This is a story from Vietnam called Chu Cuoi, the Moon Man. Chu Cuoi was a very kind man. He would help anyone. You asked him and he would give you help. He saw you in the street and he would go over and help you. Very kind man. One day he went for a walk in the forest and he saw in front of him a little tiger cub whimpering. And he looked around to see if its mother was there, but he couldn't see. And as he came up to the tiger cub, he could see it suffering. And the little tiger cub looked up with his eyes wide open. But in that moment, Chu Cuoi could see that the light flickered away and that poor little tiger cub died. Chu Cuoi wasn't sure what to do. If the mother tiger came and saw him there, he might be blamed. And he could hear a rustling. So he climbed in the nearest tree, up as high as he could get, and then he saw the mother tiger come over to the baby tiger. And it gave a great roar, heart-rending. Even Chu Cuoi knew the grief that the mother must be experiencing. But then, he couldn't believe what he was seeing. The mother went over to the banyan tree and started chewing some of its leaves, and then brought it back to the tiger cub and dropped those leaves into its little mouth. And then she nuzzled it and closed its mouth. And within seconds, the little tiger started to move, and it was up. And Chu Cuoi could hardly believe this. That little tiger that had died had now revived. And then the mother went on the way, and the little cub running after her. Well, Chu Cuoi came down out of the tree and went to look at the banyan tree, and he realised it was one that he'd never seen before. So very carefully, he uprooted it and carried it back with him to the village, because he knew this could help people. But on his way, he saw an old man sitting by the ground. "What's the matter, sir?" "Oh," said the old man, "I'm so old. I think I'm going to die. I'm on my way to my son. I don't think I'm going to make it. If only I could have a few days more just to see my son." And Chu Cuoi said, "Well, actually, I think I've got something here that might help you." And so he took a couple of the leaves and he gave it to the old man, and he said, "Chew on this." And the old man did. And as he did, and where his face had been pale, now there was colour in it. He said, "I feel so much better." "What is this?" And Chu Cuoi told him everything that had happened. "Well, you have a great gift there, young man. I will tell you a secret. You must look after this tree, give it pure water, give it pure soil, and give it your pure respect. If you do that, then this tree will always do good for you." "Thank you," said Chu Cuoi, and he went on his way. Well, he got back to the village, he got back to his hut, and he planted the tree outside of his house. And he used pure water, and he used pure soil, and then he prayed to it each day and meditated in front of it. His wife was furious. "What did you bring this tree back for? Why do you spend all the time in it? What are you doing with pure water? We have to struggle to get that water." But he said nothing. And then when people were sick, he would go to them and he would give them a potion, and they would drink it and they would be much restored. He didn't tell them how he made the potion. One day, he had to go to the next village. "I'll be away overnight," he said. "I'll be back in the morning. Please," he said to his wife, "please water it and make sure the soil is clean, and then just pray to it." And she muttered away to herself, "I'm not likely going to do that." And as soon as his back was turned and he was gone, she went to the tree and said, "You're in my care now." And she threw dirty water on it. and she got all the rubbish in the house and she threw it down on the soil and stamped it in, and then she cursed that tree. That'll teach you. And when Koi Chu was coming on the way back the next day, as he approached his house, he could see the tree, but the tree wasn't on the ground. It was lifting up out of the ground. Its roots were still tailored to the ground, but as he got there, the tree broke free and started floating up into the sky. And he ran forward and he said, What's happening? Wife, what have you done to my tree? And he grabbed the roots, tried to pull it back down to the earth, but the tree was too strong and it floated up into the sky. And his wife came out and she saw Chu Cuoi and she said, What are you doing? What are you doing? And he's holding on. I can't tell you, wife, I don't know where I'm going. And he floated up and up and up, all the way to the moon. And when he got there, the tree landed, and as soon as the tree landed, its roots went straight into the soil on the moon. He was flabbergasted. What's happening? And then he heard a noise, and he turned around, and there was a woman, but a woman like he'd never seen before. I am one of the maidens of the moon, she said. This tree is a special tree. It has been mistreated on the earth. It's come here to find its rightful place. And Chu Cuoi says, Well, how can I get back home? And she says, You can't. Once you come to the moon, you stay here. Look after this tree. And when it's the right time, you and the tree will be restored to the earth. Well, all I can say is, if you look up now, up at the moon, you can still see the tree spreading its roots there and Chu Cuoi looking after it. I guess it hasn't been the right time for it to return to this earth, but maybe one day.